Philippines, and we teach missionary kids at Faith International Academy. And we love our jobs and love teaching the missionary kids and love raising our son overseas in the Philippines. But there are difficult times, there are challenging times, and one of those is just getting as many people as possible on board, praying for us, encouraging us, and just walking this journey with us. And that is why I've decided to make this YouTube channel. So I hope and pray that you will follow our journey and get to know us and just follow along with our lives. Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. So I wanted to give you an update because specifically a Miss D update, because other people, especially here in Davao, have been asking different things and wondering. So I'm like, well, maybe if they're asking and wondering, maybe you're wondering too, you just haven't asked. And I will say this, we don't really have an update to give actually. Miss D is still in our home. She is gone leaps and bounds compared to when we first got her. When we first got her, she was, I want to say, almost as straight as a board. It was really hard to separate her legs. So physically, she's changing, she's growing, she's becoming more mobile. And when I say mobile, she's like rolling around on the floor more, but she's also getting better at sitting up on her own. And so she is making great progress herself, and that's encouraging, because we also have some discouragement just from outside help. We didn't have therapy last week. They didn't schedule us for therapy last week, and I haven't heard from them like if we're gonna have therapy this week. And so it's encouraging to me that she is still making progress and things are still working out, even though we haven't heard from anybody else. Like normally you do what therapy you can at home, but then you rely on the team that you go to, and they help you more and guide you through it, and you can ask questions and whatever, and we just don't have that right now. So that part of it's a little discouraging. I would appreciate your prayers that we could continue to do therapy with her, even in the midst of going into more of a lockdown here. We are going back to having to use passes starting tomorrow, and they're really just locking down on having places even open just for kids to run around and things. And so things are getting a little bit more challenging. So one, we would appreciate your prayers that we would be able to do therapy again, and two, we would appreciate your prayers that we can be creative and be thinking of different things to do with the kids and just keep them going and keep them active. And like, we have a 3.5 weeks for Christmas break coming up, and I don't want it to become like this long thing that we just dread and we sit there and say, okay, what are we doing today, how are we getting through this or that. Like, I want it to be enjoyable. So pray that we can just be creative and figure those things out. That's to say, with different things being locked down or shut down, originally we were told that the hope was that Miss D's paperwork would be to the point by Christmas that she would be declared completely abandoned and up for adoption, because right now she's a foster child. And I don't know where we are at that point. We're not to that point yet, and I don't know if we will get to that point by Christmas. With the different offices and things being closed, it's hard, you know, like, you wonder, is this going to work out how we originally told, and unfortunately, it's looking like it's probably not going to work out how we were originally told, but that's okay. I had a prayer time with a fellow teacher today, and she's like, we got to remember, God is still in control. You know, He wouldn't have brought her into your home without a purpose and a plan and what He is doing for her, so, and for you guys, so remember that. And that was encouraging. So we would still appreciate your prayers that the Lord would continue to provide financially for us as we continue to serve here as missionary kid teachers, and two, for whatever needs come up for Miss D or even Thomas. And so normally, looking back at months, like, we have a sheet where we can look back and be like, oh, this much money came in this month, and this much money came in this month, and whatever. Normally November is a really good month for us, and so we're just praying that the Lord would do that again and meet our needs, and we want to be able to save up for a couple of things. We have a couple of things that are coming up, and well, one thing that's coming up for Thomas that's going to cost us some money, and then once we get through Miss D through the process, a couple of things that'll come up for her that we will have to cover financially. So we would appreciate your prayers for that. Thomas's passport expires in March, and right now it's quite a process to get that renewed, so we're going to wait a little closer to March and see if things change and go from there. But I would appreciate your prayers that the Lord would provide the funds to renew the passport, the funds for me, Dan, and Thomas to fly to Manila to renew his passport, and then fly back, and then if we have to quarantine or whatever, that would all work out, and that would work out well. And then when the time comes for Miss D, we will, you know, of course, do all the court stuff here, and so for whatever that may cost, we would really appreciate your prayers. And then we will need to get her birth certificate and passport and visas and name change and just a bunch of things done, and it can add up here and there. And so we know that the Lord has called us to this, and so we're just walking through with obedience to Him. But we would really just appreciate your prayers to help us to not give up, help us to not get discouraged, and just help us to trust Him to provide for anything and everything, just however He sees fit. You know, there's different medical things that Dixie will need here and there along the way. There's different equipment that Dixie will need here and there along the way. Thomas is still doing speech therapy, and has a tutor coming over 3 times a week and doing special things so that he's getting schooling. And so, yeah, there's always something. So we would definitely appreciate your prayers. And if you aren't a partner with us and would like to be, we would love to have you on our team. As a partner, I would get your email address and send you like more private and personal updates you would find out things that other people don't, and just I would be specifically, and Dan too, specifically praying for you by name, and just yeah, and then we would make it a point to meet up with you the next time we're in the States. So if you would love to be on our partnership team, we would love to have you. I think that is it for today. Just some updates on Misty, some updates for Thomas. Again, thank you so much for your prayers. We're going into lockdown again, but I think we're a little bit more prepared this time. We've got some things to keep the kids occupied and busy, and hopefully we've got a Christmas box coming, and hopefully it'll be here within the next week or two. So that's it for today. Have a great day. We love you guys. Bye. God bless. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.